magic. Right, hello. First of all, apologies for our lack of content or lack of posting for the last few months. As I'm sure it is the same for a lot of people, things have been a bit up in the air at the moment, and a lot of you know that our youngest boy Arlo went walkies back in November and has not returned home, so that's been a significant stressor. We are deciding and choosing to believe that he is with someone right now that needs him, and he's looking after them and they're looking after him until we have any further information. So on that, thank you so much everyone that has supported us through just not knowing where or what happened to him. It's been a bit difficult. But that brings me on to why I'm talking to you now. Well, most people I think have been going through some significant stresses at the moment, you know. Yes. Why I want to talk to you today is to talk about something called trichotillomania, or in other words, hair pulling. It's the obsessive, compulsive, sort of addictive behaviour of pulling your hair. And for a lot of people, it's pulling hair from their eyebrows, from their hair, from their eyelashes. I do it from my beard. When I recognised that I was exhibiting this sort of unhealthy behaviour, I wanted to have a little look into it. You're gonna, oh, come on in. Here we go, Papa. Sorry, I think Pix wanted to come back up on Daddy's shoulders. I could find a lot online of women online talking about that they do it, pulling hair out of their eyebrows and eyelashes, even their skin. But I couldn't find a lot of guys talking about, you know, pulling hairs out of their beard. You can jump down. And the best way I could probably describe this in cat terms would be over-grooming, which is something that our cat Harley does. We got her when she was 1. She's a rescue, and she had a significantly bad start in life. So she's quite a timid kitty, and over-grooming is something that she does as a coping mechanism. Are you gonna go out? You wanna go out? What do you wanna do? You wanna go out? Okay. Go on then. Anyone that lives with a cat will know that you often have to do things on their terms. So if Pix doesn't want to be on camera, she doesn't have to be. We don't force her. So that's why I am now talking to you, is I couldn't find a lot of guys out there talking about this. And I think one of the biggest reasons behind that is there's still a stigma in society about talking about mental health, but I do think there is a particular stigma that's attached to men talking about mental health issues. And I don't believe there are any big or small mental health issues. There are just mental health issues. If it affects you quite significantly and negatively, then it's an issue, and we shouldn't compare ourselves to others. We should be able to have our feelings validated and be able to recognise things and be able to put things in place to be able to help you do better. So here I am, a man, talking about compulsive hair pulling or over-grooming. I do it in my beard. Let's see if I can show you. There we go, look. Yeah, so this should all be connected there. So that's just from literally pulling, just sort of obsessively. The best way to describe it is, if you've ever smoked, you know it's bad for you, you know you shouldn't do it, but you keep doing it. It's a coping mechanism. So it took me a good while to recognise it, but once I recognised it, I stopped saying to myself, stop doing that, and started saying, why are you doing that? Just by changing that sort of frame of question towards yourself, it offers a different perspective. I'm a bit of a in for a penny, in for a pound kind of person, so if I find myself that I've done that for a while, I'm annoyed. Well, damage is done, so I might as well crack on and do it more, which isn't it's not the most ideal sort of way to go about things, but I don't think it's that uncommon. Another way for me to describe and talk about this would be my eating disorder, which manifests in binge eating and then purging. Binge, purge, binge, purge, binge, purge. And I think I often get the same sense of relief from that coping mechanism as I do from this. It's very short-lived, and you're then doing it again and again and again and again. That brings me back to what I was alluding to before. Why do we exhibit this unhealthy behaviour? I'm not an expert on mental health but I do know what it feels like to experience poor mental health. So this isn't about being self-indulgent, it is to create conversation. This is about putting something out to the world that isn't talked about. It may not even be something that people are really aware of, or that they were aware, or they didn't know that there was a name for it. If one person watches this and goes, oh, I do that, maybe I'm not that weird. You know, maybe it is pretty normal to experience these things. I think we massively underestimate and undervalue the significance of having your emotions validated. If you look at my grandparents' generation, it's not that mental illness or poor mental health didn't exist. It was, you know, you didn't talk about it. A lot of people have an attitude of, oh, well, I've been through this and I managed to do this, so you should be able to do it as well. Everyone is an individual and everyone deals with things differently. For you that is looking into that, it's not that bad. From your perspective, it's not that bad. But for that individual that is feeling that is experiencing that panic attack or that angst, it is very, very, very real. When those individuals that are feeling and experiencing these things don't feel like they can talk about it, but not just that they don't have a right to be able to talk about it, that they don't have a right to be able to feel down about this because they're worried that someone else is going to say, oh, get over yourself, you know? Everything is relative. You are allowed to talk about it. Yes, we've come on so far since, as I've said before, since my granddad's or my grandparents' generation. It's not about that there wasn't mental illness back then. It was that they just didn't understand it. So people that say that, oh, they didn't have ADHD when I was younger. No, you did. You did. You just didn't. You had it was probably that naughty kid, you know, in the corner that was just being completely and utterly understimulated at school. So they are acting out. It's not that it didn't exist or that it's a new thing. It's just that we actually understand. We've progressed. And if you live in a society that tells you you're not allowed to feel that way, you're going to go within yourself and you're going to find some whatever coping mechanisms you can to get you through that day. And what we're talking about right now is trichotillomania, the compulsive hair pulling. And this is how mine manifests. You can seek treatment. How life-changing that is, or has been. Well, it's been the difference between life and death, you know? And it's very bizarre when you I guess you eventually get it, because you ask yourself, how long have I not been myself for? It's a marvelous gift, effective treatment. People do not seek it because they are embarrassed or worried that they are going to be stigmatized, they are going to be treated differently, doctors not taking them seriously. So if we talk about this stuff, by just allowing people to speak, it can really save someone's life. Apologies for the significant lack of cats in this video. As I've said, it's on their terms. If they don't want to be on camera, if they don't want to hang out, I don't make them. So I'm going to go have a shower and then trim this off again to stop me from doing it. Hello. So in the wonderful world of editing, you should have just watched me talking about trichotillomania this morning. And I've trimmed my beard, I've shaved it all off, so you can't really see the patchy stuff anymore. But the point is that I don't have the option anymore to pull that hair. It's not there. I can't do it. And it'll take about 4 weeks for it to get to a length where I can really start picking. But hopefully by that point, I won't need to do it. Okay, Bubba? You like being on camera now, don't you? Happy? Can you say hello to everyone? You say hi? No? You okay, Pix? Yeah? When I was a teenager, I would have really appreciated someone talking about this stuff. Come on then. Come on. We are here, aren't we, Pix? For that one person that might watch this. Okay, I'm not on my own. If that one person watches this, then it served its purpose. We can't say bye without you being here, can we? Eh? Thank you so much, everyone, for your continued support. You gonna jump down and go on there? Go on then. Without that engagement, there is no motivation to produce these. Look after yourself best you can, and we cannot wait to see you all again whenever we can.